Hey folks, welcome back to another video of the Flutter Development course brought to you by Newton School. For those of you who are wondering who I am, so my name is Harsh Kumar Khatri and I'll be your instructor for this Flutter Development course. I am currently working as an intern at Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, and I have been an ex-Flutter developer intern at AppScript, where my primary goal was to develop Flutter applications totally from scratch depending upon the needs. I'm also an instructor on Udemy and Edunix, where my Flutter development courses have more than 10,000 plus enrollments, so you can check them out as well. For those of you who are wondering what Newton School is, so Newton School is a platform which helps you to learn and develop the skills that you need for your best tech career. There are courses specifically designed for freshers, working professionals, and for women with no prior experience in tech. Newton School first trains you for 6 months and helps you become a full stack developer. It also has a network of more than 300 great companies who hire directly from Newton School. So once the training is completed, Newton School also ensures that you are placed with one of the best companies in the country. There is also a pay after placement program where you are placed and you are make sure that you are placed with a minimum CTC of 5 lakh rupees per annum. And there is another awesome initiative which they are having, which is known as Launchpad, where they are providing you with some of the courses for free of cost. And there is also an editor which is available online on which you can practice for those courses and run your code. And once you have completed those courses, you will also be getting a certificate of completion. So make sure to check out both Newton School and Launchpad through the link given in the description. So in this video I am going to cover about two different packages which we will be using in the upcoming videos, and which are some of the packages which you will be using mostly when you are working with Flutter or when you are developing your apps with Flutter. So the first widget or the package which we will be talking about is the URL launcher package. Some of the people also call this as dependency, but I'll be calling this as package in all the videos which I'll be posting. So the first one is a URL launcher and the second one is the package info, which we are going to cover in this video. Talking about the URL launcher, so URL launcher is basically a plugin or a package which provides you with an option to open the URLs from your app directly into your browser. So all the different browsers which are installed in your app, you can open the URL from your app directly in that particular browser. So by clicking on button or by tapping on it, any of the gesture detector or on tap or on press property which you have fixed with it, so you can use that property for opening the URL. The need for the URL launcher is because if you are having something in your app and you don't want the app to be bulky by adding the launching option inside the app itself, so in that particular case you can provide the user with an option of opening that particular URL inside the browser to make your app a bit less laggy. And apart from that, you can also reduce the size of the app by some MBs or by some KBs if you are doing this thing. So this is the need, or this is why we are using a URL launcher package inside our app for opening the URLs in the external browser. The next package which I'll be covering in this video is the package info. I'll be specifically talking about the package info plus. So package info was used previously, but now it has been replaced with the package info plus plugin or the package. So we'll be seeing about that as well. I'll be explaining about that the complete implementation and why do we use the package info package inside our Flutter app. So I'll be explaining more about the package info in the upcoming part of the video or in the later part of the video, so stay tuned for that. And now let me switch my screen and let's start working on both of these packages. So here you can see that I have switched my screen and opened the app which we have created in the previous video, previous video, which is the piano app. So we have created this totally from scratch. So now I'll be starting by creating or by adding the package, but before let me remove the code which I won't be needing for this video. So this complete body part is useless for us in this video. Let me remove this as well. In the pubspec.yaml file, let the asset be same, removing the audio player, and now going on the Google Chrome and searching about the package which we are going to implement. So it is URL underscore launcher, going to the first link which is provided to us. So that's URL underscore launcher, and the current version at the time of making of this video is 6.0.9, which is null safe, I guess. Yeah, it is null safe. It is provided in the package itself. Copying that, coming back to the pubspec.yaml file and saving it over here. So now let's start working on adding the package inside our main.dart file. So here you can see that I have opened my main.dart file, and inside this scaffold I'll be adding a URL. So I'll be adding a constant underscore URL variable so that this URL is available only to this file. So constant underscore URL, and assigning a URL to it. So I'll be assigning the https://flutter.dev and adding a semicolon at last, removing these as we won't be needing them. And here it is showing me an error. Let's change this to var, and this so the error was that we can't add this here, we have to add this over here, and changing this const to var here. Now it would be working fine. Now we have to create another function with the name of launch URL for launching the URL which we have assigned above. So I'll be creating it as well. So it will be launch URL underscore launch URL to be specific, and it will be of a type async function having an arrow function attached to it. So after this it will be awaiting a result, and it will be running the can launch, which is a function or a method which is provided inside the URL launcher package which we have added. And in the URL or the string part, it will be passing the URL. Here in place of var it needs to be void, as it is not returning anything, and we'll be adding a conditional ternary operator over here. We'll be checking if we can launch underscore URL. If this is the case, the condition is true, we'll be launching underscore URL, else we'll be throwing an exception. So throw, and here adding a string, cannot open a URL. Now inside this scaffold, starting with the app bar part, so it takes an app bar. For the title, adding a text which will be saying URL launcher implementation. Coming out of the app bar, adding a body. So the body will be taking a center first, which will be having a child of type container of height 65 and width being 65 as well. And after that it will be having a color, colors.red, and it will be having a child of type text which will be saying open URL. Let's see how it is looking. So inside the debug console, saving it, it is still having an error. So removing this audio player part from here, saving it, it is performing hot reload. So you can see that the button has appeared, but it is not occurring in a good way. So let me remove this width and add media query dot of context dot size dot width, and in place of color adding a decoration which takes a box decoration of, and it has a color, colors.red, and border radius dot circular, and the value of the circular will be 18. I guess that would be fine. And adding this text or the alignment of this container as center. Now the text would be appearing in the center. Now the next thing which we have to do is we have to wrap this container inside a gesture detector, so that we can detect whatever tap we are having on it. So adding the on tap property. This will be used for the on tap property will be used for running the underscore launch function which we have assigned above, and also it will be taking a behavior as well. So behavior will be equal to hit test behavior dot opaque. Now it looks fine to me. So here you can see that I have added the on tap as well and the behavior as well. Now inside the app, when I'll be clicking the open URL function, it won't be running for now as I haven't added the on press property or the on tap property function for that. So inside it I'll be passing the launch URL and adding a semicolon at last, saving it and hot restarting once, so that all the changes, the packages which we have added could be like displayed and could be implemented from scratch. So once the restart has been completed, I'll be clicking on the open URL button which is present over here. So it is showing me an error that no implementation found for the channel name. Let me restart the app again. So it is taking too long to hot restart. Let me close the app and run it again. So it would be taking some time for the app to run. Let's wait. So you can see that the build has completed and the app is installing, and it has opened the app as well. So here you can see that the app has opened. Now when I'll be clicking on this open URL button, it will be providing me with an options. So from which option I want this URL to be opened. So either it should be a default browser or the three other available browsers which are available in my mobile. Let me click on Chrome for now and open this in the URL which is present like the flutter.dev URL, and let's open it inside Chrome. So here you can see that the URL which we have passed has been opened inside the Chrome browser. So this is how you can implement the URL underscore launcher package inside your the Flutter application with whatever you want to implement with it. So you can add this particular part and you can implement this in your Flutter application. So now let's move towards the next plugin which we will be covering for this video or for today. So the next package which we will be using, or I'll be showing you how to implement it in this video, is the package underscore info. So what this package underscore info package is for, so if you are having an app, you must be needing to display the version info of the app or the name of the app, the package name, the build number of the app. So if in case you are trying or you want to display something like that, so in that case you can use the package underscore info app, package underscore info, the plugin or the package inside your Flutter application, and you can use it for displaying all the particular data which I just mentioned. Let me go back to the app from here. So here you can see that I have opened the app again. Now let's start working on the implementation of package info plus package info. So I'll be going back to my pubspec.yaml file and going on Google and searching for package underscore info. So the first link would be the link which you need to click on. Once you will be opening it, it will be providing you with some text which will be saying that package underscore info has been replaced with Google's or Flutter's package info plus. So you need to open package info plus. So that's package underscore info underscore plus. And at the time of recording of this video, the current version of package info plus is 1.0.4. So I'll be clicking on the installing section and will be copying the dependency part and pasting it under this, saving it so that this package info plus is fetched. Now until it is getting fetched, what I'll be doing is I'll be replacing this gesture detector over here. So I'll be replacing or adding or including this gesture detector under a column. so that the children's I can add multiple children's inside this column, so that's why I have included it under a column. And you can see that the package is also fetched over here in the output section, which is provided to us below. Now after this gesture detector, what we need to do is we need to create some strings over here. So the first string which I'll be creating will be for displaying the app name, and it will be taking the value we'll be assigning the value from it from the package info package. So that's package info, and after it let me just initialize first package info, and then we can use this for setting the values. So that will be package info and naming it as package info only, and that would be having a value of await package info and dot from platform. So the await is showing us an error. Let's just cut it, creating a new function, void fetching app data async, and inside it we can pass it. Let's just copy this from here, initializing it over here, and then we can assign the value of this inside this fetching app data function and creating init state, so that we can pass or we can assign the value or run this fetching app data function inside the init state. So that's override, and it will be having void init state, and inside it is having super dot init state. And now we'll be running the fetching app data function. So fetching app data over here. Now we can use this package info which we have created for finding the app name or the other data which we want. So here you can see that string app name will be assigned to app name itself. The instance of package cannot be used as an initializer, so cutting it from here, pasting it here only, and initializing the strings on the top as well. So that string app name, string package name, string will be having another, so it will be for version, string builder name, builder number, adding a late modifier so that these all are called when we are assigning the value to them. Now it just looks fine, so removing the string over here, and now I can assign the value to the package name and other variables which we are having. So package name will be having the value of package info, so we'll be getting the value from package info only. So that's package info dot package name. Next we are having a version, so that will be equal to package info, that's info dot version, and at last we are having a builder number, so that will be equal to package info dot builder number. Now inside our column which we have created for enclosing the gesture detector, I'll be having multiple text widgets over here for displaying each of these strings. So first we'll be displaying the app name, so that will be displayed over here. So that's why I've added app name, copying it and pasting it multiple times. So displaying builder number, version, and package name. Saving it and seeing if the things are occurring. So it is showing us an error that the late initializer field app name has not been initialized yet. So that's why we have to hot restart the app once, so that the values could be initialized, as we have assigned the values in the mid of the app when it was already running. So let's wait for the app to restart. So it is showing us an error that the music implementation dirty dependency music state implementation state field app name has not been initialized yet. So let's just close the app again and run the app again. So let me do that quickly and start debugging. So the reason why some of these packages provide us with an error when we are trying to implement them totally from scratch inside our app by using the dependency of the package is because sometimes they don't have the appropriate values which are to be displayed or which will be used for displaying the packages or implementing the packages inside our app. So that's why they provide us with an error. In that particular case, what you can do or what can be the best solution is that closing the app once and restarting the app so that the implementation of the package could be taken place in an effective and an efficient way. So that's why we need to restart the app sometimes when we are running or when we are implementing a particular package. So let's wait until this is restarted. So you can see that the build has completed over here. So here you can see that once the app has restarted, although it is displaying us with all the appropriate things which we need, like the app name which is hello world app, the package name which is com.example.hello world app, the version which is currently 1.0.0, and the build number which is 1. So although it is providing us with appropriate values, but here in the description you can see that it is providing us with some error which says the field app name has not been initialized. So the reason why we are provided with this error is because we are displaying the text, the values of the app name, package name, version and the build number in the text, and they are having a late modifier attached with them. So they won't be called or they won't be initialized until this fetching app data function is run, until we are assigning some value to it. So and they won't be run over here. So what we have to do in this particular case is we can add a so what we can do is we can remove the late variables from each of these string which we have added. So Control D, and in place of that we can assign the value of each of this app name, package name, version and build number equal to an empty string in the initialization only. And once we are updating the value of each of these, we can run the set state over here so that the values are updated dynamically throughout the app. Now let me hot restart the app again. So hot restart is completed. So initially when the app will be opening and the values of each of the string variables which we have added over here is null, so in that particular case it will be displaying us with an empty strings or nothing would be displayed. Whereas on the other hand, when we are when the values of each of these variables is fetched using the fetch data function, fetching app data function, then and the values are assigned to the variable names and we are running a set state, then the value will be updated dynamically throughout the app and it will be displayed to the user through the options or through the text which you have added for displaying the text to the user. So this was it for this particular video, where I have covered about how you can add or implement the URL launcher package in your app and the package info plus package inside your app. So this is how you can implement it totally from scratch in your Flutter application. So this was it for this particular video. If you have got to learn something new from this video, then make sure to drop a like. Make sure to comment down what you have learned and what you want us to cover in the upcoming videos. I would be more than happy to cover that particular part as well. Subscribe to the channel to get all the latest updates related to the Flutter development course which is being posted. So a new video is posted every alternate day. and also share this course or share this channel up in your communities, or where people are talking about Flutter, or with someone who wants to learn Flutter. So make sure to share that as well. And also you can check out Newton School and Launchpad through the link given in the description. They are doing amazing work, so make sure to check them out and stay tuned for the upcoming videos, and thank you for watching this.